Well, I think it's super excellent that we follow the Whippany watershed because water is what connects Madison, where the Drew Forest is, and Parsippany. So I'm going to tell you a small amount about the forest. It's a 53-acre biodiverse forest that's been fenced. 22 acres have been fenced, so it's been restored for 14 years. There's an understory of native trees, wildflowers. It has public trails, so you should all take a walk. It has 2 glacial ponds, and more importantly, it's a wildlife corridor to area parks, including the Great Swamp, the Loantaka Brook Reservation, and it's a key aquifer recharge zone. So we're going to talk about water right now. So where does your water come from? Underneath your feet. In Parsippany and in Madison, water comes from the Buried Valley Aquifer, which supplies 31 towns in multiple counties. The EPA has designated it a sole source aquifer, which establishes a duty of care and protection. Basically, it's that you can get federal money for contamination, and it's an important designation. What really helps the aquifer are trees because they purify your drinking water. This is a map of the aquifer. It's really super big. I bet you don't know how to drive to Madison, but the water knows the way. It's a network of river valleys that were buried in the Ice Age, and they're filled with glacial outwash. Sadly, water levels are sinking, and some of the reasons are tree canopy and forest loss, which is why we're trying to save this forest. But tree canopy loss happens in every single town, every neighborhood, every time somebody cuts down a tree, every time there's a hurricane. Increased development, natural habitats are transformed into lawns, and outdoor irrigation. In Madison, water usage doubles in the summer, and largely because a lot of big homes want to water their lawns. So how does water get back to the aquifer once you pump it out? Very slowly. It has to percolate through layers of soil, rock, and glacial debris, and the best recharge areas are forested. Even trees on your lawn will be very, very helpful because their canopies disperse the rainfall. They break these heavy rains that we have, and they slow it down enough that it can start to percolate into the soil. Lawns contribute to runoff. They're better than asphalt, but they're not terribly better. And lawn chemicals, as was mentioned earlier, pollute stormwater. Asphalt, any water that runs across pavement picks up impurities. The role of forest is really astonishing. A 53-acre forest at Drew purifies 71.5 million gallons annually. This is a $1.5 million ecosystem service. It's entirely free. Your water is purified just by having trees. So here's some example of trees in action. After Hurricane Ida, you see on the right, that's what pooled in the Drew Forest. It has, depressions and dells and that capture the water. In lightly treed areas of Madison, 70 homes had to be pumped out, and this is Central Avenue School. And what's happening that, we're getting these rains that, look like you turned on your shower, and every shower all in one place. The air is actually absorbing more water due to climate change, 7% more with each degree of warming. But everyone here, it doesn't matter how old you are, can be an aquifer protector. First of all, plant a native tree. Get your parents to plant a native tree. Shrink your lawn. There's a beautiful example down on the right of a woman who used to be on the Environmental Commission. Direct your gutters away from the street. You don't want the water from your house to run into the pavement. You want it to go to a vegetated area where it can be absorbed and returned to the aquifer. You can set up a rain barrel. That's mine up on the top. And you can help us save the Drew Forest. Our team has been working for 1.5 years to save this forest. Along the way, we've got a lot of national and regional recognition. 6 town councils, including Parsippany, thank you very much, Ken, have passed resolutions in support of conserving the forest. Environmental commissions have done this as well. Major national groups and the Sierra Club of New Jersey, and who knows who Doug Tallamy is? Okay, you're going to see in just 1 second. He's the guy down there with the bald hair. He is a major environmentalist, best-selling author of Nature's Best Hope, and this is what he has to say, and there's a lot of advice that you can use in your yard.
Hi, I'm Doug Tallamy. Drew Forest is an excellent example of a publicly accessible homegrown national park. It's stunning how Drew University, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, local garden clubs, and private individuals came together 14 years ago to transform an unhealthy forest into a regionally important biodiversity hotspot. A lot of work went into this restoration. First, they fenced out the deer. Then they began the arduous process of removing destructive invasive plants. And finally, they planted thousands of native trees, shrubs, and herbaceous plants. Once native plants were in the ground and protected from deer, the entire ecosystem began to rebound. Additional native plants appeared on their own, along with many of the species of birds, animals, and insects that depend on those plants, some of which were threatened or endangered. Beyond its important ecological value, Drew Forest educates and inspires Drew students and area residents. Everybody can take a walk and enjoy this amazing piece of homegrown national park right in Madison, New Jersey, free of charge, free of crowds. Drew Forest also serves as a model that shows homeowners what they can create if they remove invasives and plant natives in their own yards. Protecting natural areas is a critical part of slowing the ongoing insect and bird declines that we hear about, and these declines threaten the viability of the ecosystems we depend on. But today, Drew Forest, believe it or not, is under threat from development. It is extremely important that all parties come together to find a way to preserve the Drew Forest because its 53 acres comprise an urban forest of exceptional value. Thanks very much.
So thank you all, and thank a tree. And if you have any questions, we'd love to take you on a walk if any groups want to come. Thank you.